person walks out of work today, in the parking lot, leaving the day job for the day, and there is a line, more than he can count, of semi-trucks. And these trucks are actually coming in to ship product out. And this is not normal.
What's up, guys? It's Adam, aka Marf, and this is Marfoogle News. So we have some urgent information that we are passing along. And again, what we have here is a network of people that are giving us information, and we are trying to pass it on. Now, some of the information is not exactly right for this platform, so we are going to put anything that we leave out of this video into our Marfoogle alerts. Now, this is very concerning, and we will explain why it is concerning. You definitely want to stay tuned. Now, I have Dex here, and he is on the phone with me, and he just got off the phone with a military insider. Dex, are you there?
Yes, Adam, I'm here. And yes, that's right. I was speaking earlier with a military insider out of the Tucson area, and I've got some really alarming news about the activities going on at the Raytheon plant there.
So, for anybody that does not know who Raytheon is, can you first explain what Raytheon does and kind of their gig and their place in this?
Yeah, certainly. Raytheon is a large military defense contractor. They build a lot of equipment, specifically in the Tucson area. That's the headquarters for the missile division. I think they operate out of Air Force Plant 44, and they've been there for quite some time. And if you're not familiar with Raytheon, you may be familiar with some of the actual missile names if you've heard them in past engagements. Things like the Sidewinder, the Tomahawk missile. There's a really interesting named one called an exo-atmospheric kill vehicle. I love the name of that for some strange reason. The Stinger and the Patriot missiles, you've heard of those, I'm sure, as well. And they've got many, many others. Very large missile manufacturer.
So these are basically all of the deadliest missiles in the world this plant makes, and we've had calls around it before as well. We've had people that worked there and said that they were on high alert. That was about 4 or 5 months ago. There was a woman who called in and said that her, I believe, husband was basically saying that the entire place, which is run like a base, was on high alert. And then that was kind of, nobody really mentioned it since then. And now we are hearing some alarming news about what is actually physically going on right now. So can you explain, I guess, what kind of information you got from this person?
Sure. Sure, Adam. This person, it goes hand in hand with the high alert. It makes a lot of sense what I'm hearing from this person. They basically describe the environment at Raytheon for the past year or so as being an all-out production, like cranking missiles out faster than they've ever done it before. Matter of fact, I think the description was they have never seen this type of scale and magnitude of production except for one other time in their history, and that was the lead-up to the Gulf confrontation in the Gulf. I don't want to use the W word there. And apparently they're pumping out like a missile every minute and 30 seconds. So do the math on that.
And when you think of a minute and a half, you think of like a plant making M&Ms or something. It's like, this is a missile. How can they even make them that fast? That's insanity. And these are the most advanced missiles in the world. So, okay, so it's basically been pumping out missiles, and then now what's going on?
Well, yeah, and they've been, obviously, in doing that, they've been upping their production and increasing the output. They've been building new buildings, revamping old buildings, and, just basically a huge sense of urgency has been placed upon them, specifically from top brass. Like the top brass of the military is coming in saying, get it done, get it done, get it done. And basically everyone there is on edge. It was the description I was given. And it's so out of the norm is the description I was given. And they said you can almost feel or even taste that something's in the air, something's going on. And they haven't felt this way before.
And now one of the biggest deals, and this is where it gets really concerning is what just happened recently. Was this today, yesterday, or the day before? I was, by what the notes that you gave me, I couldn't tell when was the event.
Yeah, so it's really interesting. So the call, I ended up having two calls with the person. So first off, they were calling to tell us about the environment and what was happening, and gave a couple of other examples, like there was one day they came into work and the parking lots were full and there were crates everywhere and tarps over everything and there was nowhere to park, and it turned out that they were expanding the name of it, the Iron Dome, I think is the technology. Now, what I wasn't sure, they actually thought that they had deployed the Iron Dome there. I'm not 100% confident on that. I do know, and I did confirm through some research, that the Raytheon company was tapped by the other country that begins with an I that makes the Iron Dome to actually build the missiles for it. So there is a connection there. So, like, these strange things that have happened that are really a big deal, and are just really stretching the group. The other one they were telling us about was they have a $2 billion order that is boxed, shipped, and ready to go for the Saudis, right? Saudi Arabia. And at the last second, the U.S. says, no, we're not shipping it to them. They're pulling back on it. Now, this is kind of interesting because I don't know if this is, as a $2 billion order for a large company like Raytheon is a big deal, right? And a lot of red tape had to go through, a lot of hoops were jumped through, a lot of, I's were dotted and T's were crossed to get that deal. And you don't just walk away from $2 billion. So something is up there. And I don't know if it's, if the U.S. is wanting to, retain that equipment, or if they're using it as some sort of leverage with the Saudis. But I was told there is a complete order ready to roll for $2 billion worth of equipment. They were going to ship it out, and boom, it was pulled back, and they can't have it now. So that was the gist of the call. And to your point, Adam, something alarming happened. So as if that wasn't alarming enough, like the rate of missile production, the tension that's in the air, the fact that everybody's just, really on high alert. This person walks out of work today to the parking lot, leaving the day job for the day, and there is a line more than he can count of semi-trucks. And these trucks are actually coming in to ship product out. And this is not normal. It's normal for them to ship a product out, and it's normal for them to do trucks, but never to be this many, more than he can count. He said it was very much like a drill, like a surreal environment. There were semi-tractor trailers everywhere. They were unmarked, and they were all accompanied with multiple undercover or unmarked, we would just presume some sort of security vehicles that would be traveling with these trucks. So that,
wait. So because these are nuclear missiles, these are missiles leaving, right?
Yeah, these are not. I don't think these are nuclear missiles. But they are missiles. Yeah, and they're some of the deadliest missiles that we make. And so the question to me is, where are they shipping them off to? Are they going to a nearby airfield to then be transported, or are they trucking these to San Diego, to the naval base, to Corpus Christi, which would be the other closest naval base, to load up onto ships? I don't know.
So it looks like they just had a massive shipment out. From what is described, just the entire place with lines down the street of trucks leaving with undercover police escorts, or at least escorts trying to basically get these things to their destination. The source said that it was completely out of the normal, and this is something that happened all of a sudden. And this is coming out of a time where we told you 5-6 months ago that this company was literally on overhaul and on high alert. And we are busting this out before the mainstream. I have a prediction that we are going to see stories about this name and this company in the next few weeks. And you heard it here first on Marfoogle News. Well, thank you, Dex, for getting all of that information for us. Thank you for taking the risk of even saying it. Again, this is a person, this is not your average guy that I'm sorry if your average person you were talking to here, this is somebody who has a lot of experience and is very connected. So
yeah, they are, Adam. They are connected. They do have a lot of knowledge in the space and a lot of contacts and connections in that space, and came across very credible. So, as always, we have to, be a little cautious with the insight we get, but and the intel we get. But yes, it did come across very credible.
So I guess right now I would just like to let people know this hopefully means, I really hope that this just means that they are doing an unusual shipment out. I'm not trying to scare anyone. In fact, I really hope people understand that this could be very normal, but we are passing along the information. We are the middlemen, and we are trying to get out information, doing our best to get it out before others do, and we have done it several times in the past. We get a lot of, flack for doing things, but then it ends up being worth it in the end when 6 weeks later, 4 weeks later, we actually had the story before all of these huge conglomerates and all these huge news companies that, obviously nobody's going to anymore. In fact, all the sources that used to go to those places are now going to this platform, because this is where some of the most real stuff is. But again, I have to say, we take everything with a grain of salt here as well. We're just trying to do our service. If you guys want more information, if anything else comes out, if we get more of anything, we are going to put that out in our next Marfoogle alerts. Again, you can go to marfooglenews.com and go to the top. In fact, I'll just show you real quick, just so you can know exactly how to get there. And we pay to make this a private service. We pay MailChimp to actually get this. We've made it European compliant, so no matter where you are in the world, we can keep connected with you. Because if this platform ends up deciding that we basically, or three strikes you're out kind of thing, if we are basically taken off, we will always be able to be connected with the Foogle family and to the community that we've built here. So go to marfooglenews.com and you can get our alerts, or you can get into our Discord, get into your state group. I cannot tell you how important this is. So this website right here up at the top, you can actually see it says join Discord and alerts. You can get in there. You can either choose our alerts or choose our Discord, or choose both. Discord, there's a state group for all 50 states and other countries, so you can prepare with like-minded individuals. And then, of course, on the alerts side, you can get an email from us when we have stuff that we can't share here on this platform. In fact, some of it we can't share on Twitter, Instagram, anywhere. So we directly send that to you. Anything that happens, we are going to let you know first. As soon as we find out something, we are going to let you know. So that is what we are working towards. We are working hard behind the scenes to try to make this something something real and something that will last. And again, the odds are against us. Any kind of information like this, they definitely do not like some of the things we do here. So, well, thank you, Dex. I really appreciate you doing all this. And I guess we will see what happens.
Absolutely, Adam. It's my pleasure.
All right. Well, thank you guys. Be safe, be prepared, and Marf out.
You want to know what's going on? What's really going on when it happens? Go to marfooglenews.com and get Marfoogle alerts along with a Discord invitation where you can find your local state group and get together with the Foogle Fam. You'll find fast friends where you'll share prep and intel, and there's even special groups for former and current military. But don't try and steal the valor of those who have really served. It won't go well for you. The Marfoogle Fam is waiting for you.